Monolith Soft continued to perplex by making Telos absurdly easy to summon, in stark contrast with what we talked about in the last summoning video. But just how easy, and why? So a couple of things to clear up from my last video. Upon rewatching it myself, I realized that it may have seemed as if I was praising their decision to make getting all the rare blades so time consuming, which wasn't my intention. I just wanted to discuss some reasons why they made the system the way they did. There was so much discussion in the comments and I absolutely love that. It's the one thing I really strive for with my Xenoblade Chronicles 2 content. There are really dedicated creators out there like Wargasmic and NN Lee who have made in-depth guides for just about everything in the game, and it's where I hope you all go for things like optimal blade builds or to find party setups that break the game. Since I cover a lot more than just XC2 on this channel and have review deadlines and embargoes to work with, my goal for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 videos in recent times has been to promote discussion, and I am honestly so thankful for all the passionate people who share their thoughts and give their 2 cents in the comments. Having said that, there were a couple of reoccurring comments that I just want to quickly go over. The first being something along the lines of, getting all the rare blades isn't hard, it's just time consuming. And with that, it's just semantics really. The act of buying a lottery ticket isn't hard, but winning the lottery is exceptionally difficult. Just as the act of clicking on a core crystal isn't hard, but getting all the rare blades is time consuming, tedious, and yes, difficult. Hard can simply mean done with a great deal of effort, and I'd say that anyone who farms 1000 legendary core crystals has exerted plenty of effort. The other comment was a weird one. Some people just said something like, it's because it's a gacha system. And well, yeah, of course it is. But that doesn't explain why it's a gacha system, which is what the video was about. Gacha systems exist predominantly in mobile games because they want to make a lot of money with microtransactions. That reason simply doesn't exist in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Having a gacha system isn't a why, it's just giving the system a more common identity. And finally, we will segue into Telos with the final weird comment I saw pop up a lot of times, and that was something like, shocking, rare blades are rare. I mean, sure, okay, I guess. But there are levels of rarity, and that's what is most confusing about the values Monolith Soft chose. Rare blades would be rare if there was, say, a 1 in 10 chance of summoning one with a legendary core crystal, especially for the average player on their first playthrough who doesn't sink 300 hours into the postgame with infinite legendary core farming builds. But what we have actually seen is some blades, like Cosmos, have less than a 1 in 100 chance of being summoned, even with max luck boosters and a legendary core crystal. The rare blades are meant to be seen, they are meant to be experienced. They wouldn't have put so much effort into having them externally designed and fully voice acted in multiple languages otherwise. And the recently released Telos has shown us that it isn't some kind of restriction with the system. If you haven't seen my summoning mechanics video, go and check that out first, or this isn't going to make much sense to you. But through the data mining, we have revealed that Telos has a base probability of 5.0 across all 5 groups. This is the reason that it is so easy to summon her. Prior to Telos, the blade with the highest base probability was Perun for people in Summoning Group 1 with 2.44, and for further reference, Cosmos has a base probability of 0.1. What this means in real terms is that with a legendary core and a decent amount of luck, you have around a 25% chance to summon Telos. It's essentially a 1 in 4, and definitely a lot higher than we've come to expect. So the system in place is perfectly capable of having different numbers. Now the question is, can they change the ones already in the game? One of the ideas floating around in the comments on the last video was that in New Game Plus, the rates should be boosted, and I think that is a pretty good idea. If people are playing New Game Plus, they are already well invested in the game, and it seems simple enough. All they have to do is change the base probability value, right? It's just one number. It certainly seems as if it would be a trivial change, but programming is a fickle beast, and I know that even changing a single value can cause a million bugs in completely unrelated lines of code. So maybe it isn't as simple as you might think, but I certainly think it should be something they look into. While most of us still playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 have all the rare blades by now, I know there are plenty of people still out there trying to get their last 1 or 2, who have gone through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of legendary cores and come up nada. I don't think it would really take away from the experience if the rates were boosted in New Game Plus, and everybody having a ball with Telos recently does seem to lend weight to that thought. Apparently all the new expansion pass blades on the way will have boosted probabilities like Telos, so at least the new blades won't be too hard to get your hands on. But would you like to see some of the older blades get their rates boosted? Join the conversation in the comments. Thanks for liking, subscribing and sharing, and I'll see you all soon.